V12 is addictive. Hello and welcome to the Driver Reviews channel. I'm Vicki Butler-Henderson, and today we are looking at a machine that looks like a sports utility vehicle, an SUV, but it actually calls itself a sports car. It is the Ferrari Purosangue, which literally means pure blood, but you and I can call it thoroughbred. It is Ferrari's first ever four-door with 4 adult seats, and prices start at £314,000 plus, well, the same again in extras if you fancy. Before you settle down to watch, please press like and subscribe so that you're notified each time we post something new. This is not a traditional Ferrari sports car, most notably because it sits higher off the ground than anything else in its family, but just like a Ferrari, it has been designed to glide through the air. So at the front, air is sent above the lights and then down the side of the car to give some downforce. And around the back, there's no need for a rear wiper because the spoiler has been designed to keep the glass clean. Open that back door and there's 473 litres of space, which increases when the seats fold forwards, electrically of course, and this is a first for Ferrari, folding rear seats. Above it all, you can have a carbon fibre roof to keep the weight down, or a panoramic one like this, though notably this Ferrari is still just over 2,000 kilograms, which is notably heavier than the 4-seater predecessor, the GTC4 Lusso. Plus, all around here, there's almost £50,000 worth of carbon fibre. But it's under here that you really need to see. Now, in a time when most manufacturers are turning out their wagons with twin-turbo V8 at best, Ferrari gives us this. 12 cylinders in a V formation. It's mounted as close to the centre of the car as possible to help the Purosangue drive like a sports car. I just think it is delicious. And this bonnet, well, I love the Batman ears too. Now, you may think that these rear doors are a little bit small for adults, but they have been perfectly engineered. They're hinged at the back, so they open up. They're suicide doors, or Ferrari calls them welcome doors. They are electrically powered, of course, and they hopefully give you an elegant entry and exit. Well, elegant if you were somebody else. Anyway, the whole thing is on the floor thanks to these lovely alloys. You've got 22 inches at the front and 23 at the back. Wrapping the wheels are a set of Bridgestone Potenza Sport tyres. They feature Be Silent technology, which Bridgestone claims to help reduce tyre noise and enhance ride comfort. The tyre has been reviewed by hundreds of drivers on Driver Reviews, achieving an average rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars. There is a massive curved digital display in front of you that's not only wide but also deep, stretching all the way to the glass. There is another screen ahead of the passenger if you want, and of course this big dial in the middle which you will fight over. It's for all of your ventilation controls. Then you've got heated seats, heated steering wheel, and this button here which makes the panoramic sunroof tinted. Elsewhere, there are controls for all the tech to make every trip easier, from Apple CarPlay to a rear view camera. But you do need to take a few minutes parked up to work it all out, because it's not as intuitive as it could be when you're on the move. And the steering wheel is loaded with buttons. There are ones at the front, at the back, on the side. You get the picture. One new feature that's never been seen in a Ferrari before is this. It's hill descent control. This controls the speed of going down a steep hill and is something more associated with off-roaders and something Land Rover first used 20 or so years ago. But let's remember, this is still not an SUV. A lot of the materials on offer in here are sustainably sourced, including the carpets, which are made from retrieved fishing nets. In the back there are 2 electric powered heated seats, but if you are 6 foot or above you probably won't want to be there for too long. But does it warrant its house price? Well, this isn't an interior that can outdazzle a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but it is a Ferrari, so it needs to be driven. Whatever car you drive, the only thing keeping you in contact with the tarmac are the tiny contact patches on the tyres, so choosing the right set of tyres is absolutely crucial. But searching for them can be stressful and confusing. If you need help in getting new tyres for your car, then go to DriverReviews.com, where you will see thousands of real-life reviews covering all the top brands written by drivers just like you. Also, check out the winners of our latest Customer Choice Tyre Awards. If I was to narrow my vision, I would definitely say that I was in a Ferrari supercar, because the driving position and the steering wheel look and feel, it all integrates you so nicely into the car. However, I can definitely feel that I am slightly raised above the ground compared to a normal supercar. But hit that throttle. Oh, and the noise! The sound of the 6.5 litre V12 is addictive. And then there is the power. There's 725 horsepower, almost 720 Newton meters of torque. And I wish that I had a mile-long bit of test track, because I could just go up and down all day long using all of those gears in all of the rev range. The red line here is at 8,000 RPM. It actually goes to about 8,250 before you absolutely need to change gear. But I would have to stop quite a few times to fill up with fuel, because even without those antics, this car's combined official MPG figure is just 16. Changing gear happens via these glorious carbon fibre paddles, and I wonder if this design is actually the best in the business. Very close. Also, the way that you change on the paddles and the gears shift, it is pretty instantaneous. They are a phenomenal bit of kit to move through. So you can go up 8 gears, down 8 gears. I could play with this all day as well. Combine the engine and the gearbox, hit the throttle, and 0 to 62 happens in 3.3 seconds. And it goes on to 193 miles an hour. And when you think about numbers like that and feel numbers like that, then you think, yep, this is why Ferrari called this car a sports car. When it comes to handling, the chassis is all new, and technically it is a 4-wheel drive machine. But now this is where the sports car badge can shine brightly once more. Most of the power is sent to the rear wheels most of the time. There's an active suspension system and a host of other tech to make it handle, well, like a sports car, albeit a big one. Not content with just the front tyres doing the steering, the back ones help out as well, and that makes for tighter turns at lower speeds, so that will help with parking manoeuvres, and then it also aids stability at faster corners as well. Giving the handling a huge help is this tiny Manettino switch. It can put you into various settings depending on the road conditions. So you've got ice, wet, comfort, sport, and then last but by no means least, electronic stability control off for when you want to be in full control. I'm going to go back to sport, I think, for this one. I should do wet, and wet would just make the throttle response just a little bit slower and just make everything a little bit smoother, just to help with some traction and some movement and momentum when it is wet. But I quite like my cars in sport mode, or preferably electronic stability control off, but today just sport. Interestingly, there is no off-road or gravel setting, and that's because this car isn't a traditional SUV. Once again, underlining the fact that this is a sports car. The biggest thing that is striking me about this car is how surprisingly smooth the power delivery is. I thought that it would be quite a violent, sort of vicious burst of V12-ness when you hit the throttle, but it is surprisingly progressive. It's really rewarding, and it encourages you to just, feel comfortable in this car. And when you're going at really low speeds, the throttle sort of finely tunes itself to your input, so the tiniest pressure from your foot just makes the car tickle along. Put it in automatic mode and, well, it just becomes a very, very easy everyday car, just like an SUV. Other high-end manufacturers offer more practical alternatives. You've got Bentley's Bentayga, which has got a bigger cabin, and then Lamborghini's Urus, which has got a bigger boot. But this has a mix of crowd-pleasing looks, Ferrari handling, and a V12 engine. Tick, tick, tick. Thank you so much for watching Driver Reviews. Please let us know your thoughts about the Purosangue in the comments section. And please press like and subscribe so you're notified each time we post something new.